There have been many characters throughout the Fortnite storyline, but who is Fortnite's most darkest character? Well, in this video, I'm going to be explaining them and how they could actually make a return to the Fortnite storyline rather soon. But before I explain Fortnite's most darkest character, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And why not join my Fortnite Discord server? The link is down in the description below. Anyways, with that said, we gotta go all the way back to Fortnite Chapter 4, Season 1, where Zero Fusion had just occurred, creating a brand new island. The main faction on the island were the Oathbound, actually an early day version of the Imagined Order, ran by the Ageless Champion, a younger snapshot of the one and only Geno. And the Ageless would run the Oathbound at the Citadel. Now, behind the Citadel was this medieval watchtower. But what is so special about this? Well, the Ageless Champion wanted a rift gate built there. The rift gate is, as the name suggests, it's a bridge, which connects to another coordinate, so the rift gate is practically a bridge to somewhere else, and the Ageless Champion loves this idea. You're probably wondering why the Ageless just couldn't use a normal sideways rift to get somewhere? Well, back then, the medieval faction didn't have the rift tech, so manually building a rift gate with kinetic ore around the island was the Oathbound's best shot. But the Ageless Champion needed someone to lead the construction of this rift gate, and that's when the Ageless came across a man named Stellan, who was a loyal man to the Oathbound, and the Ageless Champion recruited Stellan to lead the construction of the rift gate, giving him the title of Rift Warden Stellan, who I would say is Fortnite's darkest character.
Hail and well met. I'm Stellin, the Rift Warden to the Oathbound. My task, set by the Ageless Champion, is to create a stable rift gate, a bridge to new realities. I have consulted the stars. Your refined kinetic ore is the key. I require your assistance. Gather construction materials and install them at the gate.
So yeah, we gotta help Stellan construct this rift gate, which is of course pretty simple, until Stellan says this.
Thank you. The rift gate is the champion's dearest wish. I have my own reasons to create it, but those need not concern you yet. If you can be useful to me, perhaps I can be more forthcoming.
What? This guy has his own purposes for the rift gate? This is weird, and quite a turning point for the Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 1 storyline. But just listen to what he says after.
I will choose to trust you with a secret I have never told. There is a being, a shapeless man. He watches us with dark purpose. If we do not finish the rift gate, the consequences will be terrible.
So yeah, now we understand why Stellan also wants this rift gate done. There is a quote-unquote shapeless man watching us with a dark purpose, and if we don't finish this rift gate, bad things will happen. So yeah, there is two people who want this rift gate done, both for different purposes. And it's clear that the shapeless man wants it done for a dark purpose. But Stellan feels like this shapeless man won't be a threat to us if we get this rift gate done fast. But overall, deep down, something is wrong with Stellan. He's acting very weird.
I came to the Oathbound with nothing. No name. No family. My work and my secrets have always been my own. Until now. Gather the equipment you need and install it at the Citadel. Ensure it is receiving power.
And the reason why Stellan is like this is because he is under the full control of this shapeless man. Listen to this.
Well done. As we proceed, I must offer another confession. I came to the Earthbound at the order of the Shapeless Man. He yearns for a rift gate, and if we fail, he may destroy us.
This is where it all adds up. Stellan is under the full control of the Shapeless Man, and it seems that this has been the case for a long time. And it does explain all of the weird and awkward vibes coming from him. Either way, the construction of this rift gate is going very well so far. And fun fact, although we are maintaining all of the materials, it is actually Scrap Knight Jules who is building the rift gate itself. We are just assisting Stellan in this construction. Jules is unaware of the rift gate's other purpose. But yeah, under the literal threat of this Shapeless Man, Stellan's only hope are the stars.
Yes! We have captured enough energy to power the stars themselves. The energy is extremely unstable, but the Shapeless Man is impatient. We must stabilize this energy long enough to power the rift gate. We must. In order to channel power into the rift gate, we must forge a new alloy of kinetic ore. My dreams are filled with the cold wind and the Shapeless Man's dark whispers.
So yes, the Shapeless Man mainly talks to Stellan by his dreams. This fact is more elaborated later on.
You have done it. This alloy will channel the power derived from the kinetic ore. If the rift gate fails, I fear my nightmares will devour my waking life. The champion has set our coordinates. Soon, we will attempt to open the gate.
Stellan honestly sounds like he is under the control of two people when in reality he's only really controlled by one, who is the Shapeless Man, the ageless only tasked Stellan to build this rift gate. But overall, the rift gate has started to power and things are going well. But will things end well? Spoiler alert, Stellan is about to feel like a completely different character.
Each night, I dream of stars, swallowed in darkness, and the Shapeless Man, waiting. I did not dream of him for centuries. Your refined kinetic ore returned him to me. I do not wish for us to succeed. But we will all suffer if we fail. I cannot sleep. The Shapeless Man's gaze burns into me. He does not care if opening the gate rends the island in two. Turn on the rift gate. If it is unstable, the stars will determine our fate.
And it's just not looking positive at all for Stellan. He is consistently, even more now, being taunted by this Shapeless Man every night. But then something happens. Someone sabotages the coordinates for this rift gate. And oh my days. This turns Stellan into a completely different person.
The gate will not stabilize. And I cannot shut it off. Someone has manipulated the coordinates. But why? Find our saboteur. Demand answers. We must know what is coming.
So this is honestly very bad. Stellan connected the rift gate to where the Shapeless Man wanted it to go, just for someone to then sabotage the coordinates, and after a bunch of interrogating around the island...
The energy of the rift gate is destabilizing. This could rip open the entire sky. And we have no idea what's on the other side. Stars help us.
So yeah, Stellan says that we are cooked because someone had just manipulated the coordinates of the rift gate to the mega reality. Which would of course then bring us into chapter 4 season 2, but that's not relevant for this video. What is relevant though is that clearly the Shapeless Man will be very vexed by this sabotage and will blame Stellan all for it because Stellan had failed. And the rift gate was actually going so go well until its coordinates were sabotaged, which caused the energy within the gate itself to become extremely unstable, which then led to the explosion of the rift gate, and this actually created a sideways rift in the sky, a pretty big one. That of course links to the mega reality. However, for Stellan, he's hopeless. He has completely failed the Shapeless Man.
The gate is destroyed. The sky is torn. Everything may be ending. When I was young, the Shapeless Man came to me in dreams. Took me in as his own. The rift is growing. I sleep without dreams. The Shapeless Man thinks he has won. He always said he imagined a world of perfect order. There is no room in a world like that for the likes of us.
So yeah, the Shapeless Man really has been talking to Stellan for most of his life, taunting the man within his dreams and slowly destroying him, because he is under extremely heavy influence from this Shapeless Man. You're probably wondering, who is this Shapeless Man? Well, we never found out, but the two best guesses was that he was either the Nothing or Geno, as the Shapeless Man imagines a world of perfect order. When I say Geno, I do not mean the ageless champion, as that is a snapshot. I mean the actual Geno. But again, we never found out the true identity of this Shapeless Man. All we need to know for this video is that the Shapeless Man completely changed Stellan, practically turning him into Fortnite's darkest character. But although the Rift Gate has failed, the story of Stellan is not yet done, as he will soon become something darker, but more on that in just a sec.
It is as I feared. The rift in the sky threatens to rip open. My life among the Oathbound has been lonely, and full of secrets. You stood beside me on this battlefield. Together, perhaps we can win. The stars will decide in the end. But thank you for everything, my friend.
And that was the last thing Stellan had ever said to us. We were then sent straight into Chapter 4, Season 2, and the storyline of the Shapeless Man was not continued at all. But in the season after, Chapter 4, Season 3, Wilds, if you were to go up to the Innovator Sloan NPC wearing Rift Warden Stellan, Sloan would say, "I know what you are, even if you don't." The key word here, what. Sloan knows what Stellan is, indicating that Stellan is something beyond a man. So, the Shapeless Man must have shaped Stellan into something completely else, because he failed on his one and only task. We have not heard anything to do with Stellan since then. Stellan was a man who had always been taunted by a Shapeless Man in his dreams, and as Stellan would grow, the Shapeless Man would drive him even more crazier, to the point where Stellan was under his full control. Stellan's life is practically all a lie. There are many characters in Fortnite with extremely dark personas or backstories, but because of all of the influence and the becoming of something completely different, I would say the Rift Warden Stellan is Fortnite's most darkest character. It's just such a shame that his storyline was barely touched after Chapter 4, Season 1. But although Stellan was most definitely turned into something else by the Shapeless Man after he failed, it doesn't mean that Stellan isn't still out there, as we haven't seen what he became. But I think we will rather soon. The latest batch of survey skins shows the upcoming skins that we will see in Fortnite Chapter 7. And in this batch, there is this skin, who has Stellan's long blonde hair, stars are scattered across his suit, and this guy's mask looks extremely similar to Stellan's back bling. You can even see the same red pearls. So there is a very high chance that this is actually Stellan, but we don't know. Either way though, because of everything that went down during Chapter 4 Season 1, I will forever see Rift Warden Stellan as Fortnite's darkest character.